parang conventional wisdom ng marami sa mga kababayan natin ngayon is that Sara Duterte is the person to beat in 2028 for the presidential election. And some are saying she could be considered as unbeatable. But what do your survey numbers actually tell us?
So I agree with the statement na she is still the person to beat. But based on the analysis, I don't think that she's unbeatable. So kung titingnan mo yung survey, I'm not sure if a-flash mo dito, but we have 12 names, no? So over time, since last year, we've been publishing itong quarterly namin na results, yung Philippine Public Opinion Monitor. And since last year, November, nandun siya sa 33%. Ngayon, umakyat siya by just around 3 percentage points, despite the fact that she has already announced her candidacy. And usually, kapag may mga nag-a-announce, nagkakaroon ng post-announcement surge, no? Beyond just 3%. So, but hindi natin nakikita yan ngayon sa numbers ni Vice President Sara Duterte. So medyo stable siya doon sa 30+% na mid-30s na number. No? So she's still the leading, she's still ranked number 1. Ang pumapangalawa si Raffy Tulfo at 18.5. So medyo malaki yung gap. Tapos pangatlo si Vice President Leni Robredo at 15.7%. Malaki yung gap. Silang tatlo lang yung yung nasa double digits, no? Pero at the same time, hindi natin nakikita yung overwhelming intensity and intense surge nitong pag-announce. The reason why nagkakaroon ng surge usually is because yung mga undecideds, hindi sila sigurado, kaya sila hindi sigurado dahil hindi nila alam kung yung bet nila itatakbo talaga. Kaya kapag nag-announce, nagkakaroon ng konting certainty, no? And therefore, nabibigyan sila ng clarification at na hikayat silang pumili na. No, but this is something that we don't see ngayon na may post-announcement surge.
Okay.
Ang pangalawang reason, I think, Christian, no, I think hindi pa umaakyat si Sara Duterte sa beyond 40% and even 50% and 60%. And nakikita natin na maraming umaakyat ng mga front runners, no, na eventually nanalo din. So of course yung tatay niya, no, umakyat ng umabot ng 40-50% pa yan at some point, several months before the election. So we don't see that now. So wala masyadong intensity pa even after she announced. So yung lang yung sagot ko doon siguro sa tanong mo kung
sorry, doon muna sa no, very important yung binanggit mo, no. Hindi nagkaroon ng bump or surge after she announced that she was running for president in 2028. Okay, how do you explain that? Bakit hindi nagkaroon ng bump?
So there's a slight bump, no. So 3% yung bump niya from November na 33%, so ngayon 36%.
Pero hindi yung malaki that people might have been expecting.
In fact, if you look at it, nasa margin of error pa siya na plus minus 3%. So hindi mo talaga mako-consider na bump siya at all. Slight lang. So maraming possible possible explanations dyan. But I think ang pwede nating isipin is hindi pa niya nakukumbinsi yung lahat ng hindi pa sigurado. So yung 19.4%, if you look at this long list, 20% yung hindi sigurado, hindi pa niya nakukumbinsi yan. So ibig sabihin, a lot of the supporters now are those who are hard supporters. But ang kailangan mo if you want to win and you want it to launch a successful national campaign is you convert the undecideds to vote for you. You make sure that you get votes from other opponents, from other candidates. And just make sure na hindi umalis yung mga sumusuporta na sa'yo. So at least yun nagawa niya. Right? Pero I don't think she was still able to convince itong hindi pa sigurado na sa presidential race namin na nakikita namin nasa 20%, which is definitely a huge potential swing vote. Kung sino makakuha nitong 20%, magbe-benefit talaga tremendously for the 2028 election. And mahaba pa yung road.
Based sa inyong mga surveys, even in the past, no? Gaano ba talaga kalaki yung solid base ni Vice President Sara Duterte? Yung talagang kahit anong gawin mo, hindi na mawawala sa kanya.
So, very good question, Christian. So ang nakikita natin, so yung WR numero, nag-introduce tayo nitong tinatawag na factional partisanship data na dinisaggregate natin yung supporters ng mga tatlong faction, Marcos, Duterte, liberal progressives na tinatawag namin. So ngayon, 33% or one-third ng Pilipino is kumakampi sa mga Duterte. But 60% of those 33% are solid. Ibig sabihin, these are people who won't change their minds anymore.
60%?
Yeah, around 60%. Let me just pull up the data right now no, to
Okay.
factional partisanship, just to be certain. But the point is, ito. Okay. So 65% nitong 33% are solid Duterte supporters. So ito yung base. So all the rest are what you call soft voters, no? And if you look at our data, disaggregate pa namin, mas complex yung discussion namin dyan. But suffice it to say, 65% noong 33%. That's still respectable actually kasi yung doon sa ibang factions, maliit na nga lang yung kumampi sa kanila, mas maliit pa yung hard doon sa mga kumakampi sa kanila. So, i-ano ko lang yung data ha. So sa pro-Duterte's 33%, 22% are pro-Marcos, 17% are pro-liberal progressives, tapos around 25% are unaligned. No? Ngayon, dito sa 22% ni Marcos, 32% lang ang solid na hindi nalilipat compared doon sa 65% ng 33% ng mga Dutertes.
Sa progressives, ilan yung solid nila?
Progressives, ang solid is 50%. Mataas. So, mataas. Actually, respectable yan.
Pero
Ibig sabihin,
17%.
Oo. So, merong kahit papano, nakikita nating may intensity yung level of support ng mga pro-Duterte tsaka pro-opposition.
Okay. So,
Pro
tama ba?
Marcos, very fluid.
Okay. If I were strategist, no, paano ba, pwede maganito yung pagtingin ko. If I want to beat Sara Duterte sa 2028, you mentioned, no, hindi siya unbeatable. Definitely she can be beaten. So, pwede kong kumbinsihin yung outside of the 65% solid base niya dun sa kanyang 33% support, no? Tama? And then, I would have to also focus on the 20% na undecided dito sa data
Definitely.
survey. Okay.
Yes, tama.
So, if that happens, pwede ko siyang talunan. Now,
Correct.
paano kung hindi na, pag-usapan natin yung scenarios, no? Kunwari one-on-one, although I don't think that would ever happen, no? Pero, kunwari one-on-one scenario or three-cornered fight, what are the chances of Sara Duterte winning or losing? Based on the numbers.
Well, mahirap sagutin yan, pero it depends on sinong kalaban niya, no? If ang gusto nating i-field is yung itong Unipink nga na coalition between Marcos tsaka liberal progressives, then you would say na siguro marami dito magdi-disperse towards that candidate nga na i-field. Makikita mong 30% yung pro Duterte, potentially sabihin natin may 10% na madadag dun sa 30%, so 40%. But at the same time, if i-add mo itong 22% tsaka 17%, so almost 40%, mag-head to head. Competitive, I think is the point. And let's say nga na kalahati nung undecided pumunta dito sa coalitional candidate natin na sinasabi natin, pwedeng potentially matalo. But ang maraming ifs and buts dyan. So I think yung number one is paano nga mahahati yung 20% ng undecideds. No? So sabihin natin 50% each pumunta nga dun sa kay Sara tsaka pumunta dun sa coalitional candidate. So mahahati, no? So ibig sabihin na madadagdagan sila ng 10% each. So yeah.
Yung numbers ni Sara, parang hindi siya umaangat, no? Nandun sa 33-35%. Tama?
Yeah, yun nga yung nakikita natin ngayon. So
What does it mean? Does it mean nagpa-plateau na ba yan? Or parang na-reach yan yung peak niya? What does it say?
So yeah, so potentially yes. So potentially what we're seeing is yung peak ni Sara Duterte, no? And the mga Duterte faction in general. Kasi remember, ibabangga mo dito yung mga itong mga pro Duterte, pwede rin sila bumoto sa hindi kay Sara, right? So kapag sabihin natin ma-impeach nga si Sara, ang question is mawawalan ba sila ng gana sa ifi-field ng Duterte faction. Not sure if naisip mo yung equation na yan.
Yeah.
Ibig sabihin, yung Duterte brothers, yung si Baste at si Pulong, pwedeng tumakbo, right? So these are possibilities. But hindi natin alam if they will garner all of the votes, right? So ang point ko lang doon sa question ng kung nagpa-plateau na, I think we're sure na at least mga 25% is talagang boboto kay Sara Duterte, boboto sa mga Duterte. I don't think may malaking possibility na lilipat pa yung iba dito sa Duterte, pero malaking possibility na nitong mga Marcos supporters tsaka Pink supporters na lumipat interchangeably, not necessarily
Okay.
going to the Dutertes.